Now, let me tell y'all something. When a young man gets drafted into the National Football League, especially when he a second-round pick, it ain't just about talent. It's about belief. It's about patience. And in the case of Trey Amos and the Washington Commanders, it's about trust, determination, and the kind of grind that don't make headlines, but wins you Sunday. Let's go ahead and get this out the way. The Washington Commanders are looking to hit the reset button on a franchise that's been stuck in neutral for a minute, and you don't gotta be a football savant to see what they're doing. Stacking up young, fast, hungry talent to mold into something real special under new leadership. And who we talking about today? That boy, Trey Amos. That boy, Trey Amos. That's right. Cornerback, second-round pick. SEC-tested, battle-hardened, and now officially under contract. After weeks of back and forth about guaranteed money, he inked that deal Thursday just in time to join rookies at camp on Friday. And let me tell you, that signature might end up being the beginning of something big in DC. Now, Skip, you already know I love me a good underdog story. And this young man right here, he done wrote 3 chapters before even stepping on an NFL field. Trey Amos ain't no one-hit wonder. He didn't have a cushy path through college where everything came easy. No. He took the scenic route, started off at Louisiana, transferred to Alabama, then finished his college career at Ole Miss. That's 3 different schools, 3 different systems, and 3 different systems. And he ain't just survive. He thrive. At Ole Miss, he put up 3 interceptions and made All-Sec. You know what that mean? That mean he earned his stripes in the best conference in college football, where they grown alpha receivers on tree, where you gotta be on point every snap, or you're getting embarrassed on national TV. Now I'm gonna break this down like I'm talking to my brother Sterling, or one of my nephews who just got drafted. Trey Amos was one of 30 second-round picks who hadn't signed coming into the week. That ain't no accident. That's a negotiation pattern. See, second-round contracts in the NFL are tricky. First-round picks get the big guarantees and slotted contracts. Third round and beyond, they lucky to be there. But second-rounders, they in that middle space. That gray area, they trying to push the needle forward on guaranteed money. And Trey, he held the line, respectfully. Didn't cause no drama, didn't go on Twitter, didn't make no noise, just let his agent work. And the Commanders, they saw the value. They saw what kind of dog they had in the kennel and decided, let's get this done. Let's get this done. Cause this ain't Madden. You can't just drop a player in and hit simulate. Football is about fit. Now the Commanders got a new-look defense led by Joe Witt, the former Cowboys defensive assistant. This man helped shape the Dallas secondary into one of the most dangerous ball-hawking units in football. And guess what he said about Trey Amos? He's ahead of the curve. That ain't lip service. That's belief. That's a coach who done seen him in Otis and minicamp and already know, I got a starter, not a project. Amos got the length. 6 on, the speed, clocked around 4.4, and the instincts to thrive in both man and zone. And you know what else? He ain't afraid to tackle. You put that man on the field week 1 and he gonna compete. He ain't scared of no vet. Ain't worried about no receiver with 8 years of Pro Bowls. That boy just won a ball. Now y'all know I ain't just here to hype up one rookie. I'm here to tell the truth. And the truth is, Trey Amos is part of something bigger. This Commanders team is trying to rebuild the right way. Gone are the days of free agent splurges and Band-Aid signings. This new regime, they draft in athletes with grit, IQ, and versatility. Let me name a few. Jaden Daniels, the Heisman winner at QB, also signed and reporting. Johnny Newton, pass rush menace up front. Shemar Turner, another second-rounder, who signed with the Bears the same day as Amos. That whole round is showing up and cashing in. It's a youth wave, A changing of the guard, and right in the middle of it is C-Bone of the future. Trey Amos. Let's not act like this is some sleepy NFL market. This ain't Jacksonville. This Washington, D.C. You got politicians watching you from their skyboxes. You got a fan base that remembers the glory days, the Gibbs era, the Hogs, the Lombardi trophies, and they starving for relevance. Amos gon' walk into camp with expectations. You think they gon' treat him like some developmental pick? Nah, they expecting impact. They expecting him to match up against Rhodes by midseason. They expecting picks, bus, swagger, leadership. And you know what? Based on what I've seen and heard, he ready. Let me say something that don't always get said in these football convos. Character matters. And Trey Amos? He done showed he got that dog in him on the field. But he got that discipline off the field, too. You don't transfer twice and make an all-sex squad unless you're committed to growth. Unless you're willing to adjust, sacrifice, and grind. He never caused waves. He just went out and did his job, earned his place, and made believers out of people who probably didn't even know who he was in 2021. That maturity, that's gonna serve him just as well as his vertical jump. Now, here come the interesting part. Rookies in Friday, vets in Tuesday. That locker room about to get crowded. You got experienced DBS like Benjamin St-Juste, Emmanuel Forbes, and Danny Johnson, all fighting for reps. But guess what? Iron sharpens iron. You think Amos gonna shrink when the vets walk in? Nah, he gonna rise. He gonna go out there and snatch reps like candy on Halloween. And by the time August 8 rolls around, first preseason game versus New England, he gonna be on that field looking like he belong. Let me tell you something, Uncle Shay Shay style. You better mark that preseason game on your calendar, cause the Patriots, they got a young QB of their own. That game gonna be the first real test for Amos in pro pads. And I got a feeling he gonna introduce himself to the league with a little paboo, maybe even a pick if he get greedy. It don't matter if it's a starter or a third stringer throwing it. Trey Amos play every down like it's the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. That's the mentality you need to survive in this league. Look, we gonna wrap this up with some real talk. Not every rookie gonna make it. Not every second round pick gonna live up to the hype. But every now and then, one does. And the ones who do, they got a story, they got a scory, they got scars, they got roots in humility and ambition. Trey Amos ain't been handed nothing. But you give that man a pair of cleats, a playbook, and 60 minutes on Sunday. And he gonna earn everything. Trey, if you're hearing this, young blood, keep that chip on your shoulder. Don't let that guaranteed money make you soft. Make him regret every single snap they didn't give you. And when that moment come, and it will show the league why Washington bet on you, you ain't just a cornerback, you a cornerstone. They got the quarterback, they got the D-line, they got the coach, and now they got Trey Amos under contract and ready to roll. The rebuild is real. And in a few years, when we're talking about the best secondaries in the league, don't be surprised if I say, I remember when I told you about that boy Trey? Yeah, he, him,